Hey there, and welcome to Sisters for Financial Independence. Are you ready to start your new year strong? In today's video, we are going to sit down and do some 2025 financial planning, get everything down on paper and in our calendar so we can start the new year right. For our family this year, the key word in our household is going to be proactive. My daughter has been learning the 7 habits of happy kids, and the first habit is be proactive. And we are going to extend that concept into our family finances this year. I'd encourage you to sit down with your family members and come up with a connecting word that will define your new year. Use that to focus you and your family's money goals. So let's reflect, review, and plan for a successful 2025. I've got my coffee in hand, so grab your favorite drink and let's get to planning. First up, as this year ends and the new year begins, is to do some self-reflection. Now, I like to use 3 questions to get a sense of how the old year went and what we can do for the new year. The first question is, what went well? What didn't go well, and what can be improved. When I used to work as a Scrum Master and a project manager, these were the 3 questions that we would ask our teams so that we can get everyone's thoughts and opinions and ensure we were making progress. Now, your 5-year-old might not have an answer to what could be improved, but it can be used as a guide just to help you ask questions, help you get the conversation started on what you want to change in the new year. While this video will be focused on financial planning, don't forget that your finances is one interlinked aspect of your life. So in the case that as you and your partner sit down and reflect on the old year, you might find that money has been a sore subject, or you might find that you could really use money to make life easier in the new year. Money doesn't always have to be a source of stress. It can be used to make life better. So if that's the case, if that's the one thing you want to improve on, then work to use your money to give yourself a better life. As one of our 2025 goals, my husband and I are going to use our money to be present, meaning we are going to figure out how to use the money we're earning and use that to be either home more, be with our daughter more, or do things together so that we are creating memories and using that money without so much guilt to spend time with each other. Many of us are always striving to make progress with our financial goals, so don't forget to really write down what went well. You want to be celebrating the wins from the past year. But of course, progress requires that we do make some changes, so don't forget to add those things that you want to improve on. It can be small things, it can be big things, but write those down so at least you have an anchor for when you start matching your financial goals to what you want to accomplish for the new year. The next thing I would encourage you to do is to summarize your spending, savings, and your debt payoff. This is where you are going to see some actual numbers and going to see how you've improved with actual data. Now, I am a data nerd, so come January, I will have blocked off time on my calendar to do some data accumulation and some data processing. And what I normally do is gather all of our transactions from our credit and debit statements, and I am going to roll them up so I can see summaries. Now, I like to summarize our expenses by category as well as merchants. It just gives me a sense of where our money is going. So when I did this earlier in the year, I found 2 major things. The first was that all of our data was everywhere. We were using some credit cards for one transaction, and it was hard to pull everything together. It was just time consuming. So what we decided early on in 2024 was to consolidate, to only use one card for all of our expenses. That should make my summaries easier when 2025 rolls around. And this also provided another benefit in that we saw all of our spending transactions in one place. It was easy for us to ask questions, easy for us to see where our money was going. The second thing that I found when I was summarizing our expenses from last year was that we spent a good amount on Amazon. When I looked at that amount and I looked at our house, we were basically buying a bunch of knickknacks on Amazon. It was easy, it was convenient. What we did after that point was we actually canceled our Prime membership. Now, we still buy off of Amazon, but we are more intentional now with what we buy. We will add things to the cart. We will have to wait until we get a certain amount to get free shipping. And what that allowed us to do was slowly consume. So be more intentional with what we buy. And also it gave us pause, because once we review the cart, we would find that we didn't need certain items. So as you go through your spending summaries, see what you can change so that you are better off in the new year as far as spending is concerned. Next is to summarize your savings. Did you hit your savings goal? How much have you invested? How much have you put in your sinking funds? How much have you put into your emergency fund? It's always good to look at these savings goals so that you know you are on track for your goals. And of course, check in with your debt payoff. You should be able to find the balances as you start the new year and the balances as you end the new year. It is so good to see the debt payoff process. Seeing all of this progress with your money can absolutely help motivate you in the new year, and it can also inform the kinds of goals you might want to put in for 2025. Next thing I would encourage you to do is to review your credit report. This is one of those proactive things you want to do at least once a year. And your goal with this is to make sure the information reported on your credit report is correct. Now, the credit report informs your credit score, and your credit score indicates whether you are a good borrower. So if at some point you do need to borrow money, maybe take out a mortgage or a car loan, a good credit score will give you favorable rates. What I normally do to get this done is to put a time block in my calendar for 30 minutes to an hour, and I will head to annualcreditreport.com to pull my free credit reports. The government allows you to do this once a year, and you must go to annualcreditreport.com to do so. You can pull reports from all three credit bureaus, and you are going to just review to make sure that all of the information reported is correct. There's no misinformation. No one has taken and opened an account under your name and so forth. You want to be proactive, because in case you do find something like an error, you want to get that corrected so it doesn't affect your credit report and score down the line. Remember that your credit score determines how lenders see you as a borrower and can significantly impact your cost of borrowing money. So unfortunately, a lower credit score means it will cost you more to borrow money, which will ultimately affect your financial goals in the future. So be proactive, check to make sure everything's reported properly, check to make sure no one has opened a fraudulent account under your own name, and get your credit report quickly. It takes 30 minutes and it is something that you can check off fairly quickly. Our earlier to-do list was to summarize spending, and for my next suggestion, I would recommend that you do an annual budget. Now, if you have seen some of my videos here at Sisters for Financial Independence, you know I have a lot of videos on budgeting, but that kind of budgeting is monthly. So it's very focused on 30 days at a time. When the new year begins, I like to sit down and do an annual budget. And basically, I look at the whole year and I try to plan out all of our expenses. Of course, a lot of things will be estimates, but based on our spending from last year, a lot of things will also be the same. So you want to do this as well. The challenge with most people when it comes to monthly budgeting is that many of us are not planning enough. We are not planning that kids have summer camp and we need to be saving up for that. We are not planning that Christmas comes every year and we're not planning for that. So we get caught off guard and that squeezes our monthly budget. So I like to do an annual budget as well and just get a sense of the kind of expenses we should expect for the new year. This will include our mortgage, insurance, larger expenses like maybe we're going to go on vacation, we're going to do summer camp, we're going to do all these other activities. I want to see that kind of mapped out for the year so I know when to expect those larger expenses. And I might need to start creating sinking funds starting in January so I can put money aside little by little so that I have that money ready to go when it's time for me to cough up that cash. A big part of budgeting is figuring out where you want your money to go. If you don't do that earlier in the year, your money can end up just being wasted into all of these little things. So at the beginning of the year, I'd highly encourage that you do an annual budget. I do have a longer video that you can check out and take a look for yourself on how you can do that. If you need help reflecting on your own money goals, the Money Journal can help you. This is a guide I made when I was going through my own journey of getting out of debt, of getting my money really handled well. And it's part book, so it has information about how you can manage your money better because financial education and literacy will be key, but it also is part journal. So you can read through the prompts, journal, and self-reflect on why you're spending the way you are, why you think of money the way you're thinking of money, and how you can get over those with actual steps that you can follow. You can find a printed version on Amazon. Links are in the description. Read more about it so you can see if this works for you. The next action item I have as a new year starts is to actually focus on our health. We know that health is wealth. But can I tell you, since the pandemic, I have been pretty lax about scheduling my doctor's appointments. So this year, I am making it a priority to schedule those routine checkups, doctors, dentists, eye exams, and so forth. When you have children, the school pushes you to stay on top of your child's health checkups. But as an adult, no one really checks up on you. So you have to take on that initiative to schedule those appointments for yourself. Yes, they do take time. They take time to schedule. You have to take time out of your day, your work day, to visit these doctors. But preventative care is super important. It can absolutely save you money down the line as well as time. So we all have to be proactive and take care of ourselves and take on the due diligence to schedule our appointments. Health expenses are the biggest expenses that many of us face as we get older. So the more we take on preventative care, the more we take care of ourselves, the better it will be for our future self. Be selfish. Take care of yourself today so that future you is healthy and is able to do the things you want to do with your family. Preventative care is an investment which can save you big money down the line. Now, knowing that 2025 will be a big year for doctor's visits, my husband and I have decided to up our health insurance. This just ensures that we are covered for almost anything that comes up. And this will just give us peace of mind knowing that if something does come up, our health insurance will kick in to help cover those expenses. It's good to do this early in the year too, so that if you do have a deductible that you need to meet, you have the whole year to meet it and you have the whole year to use up your coverage. Don't forget too about your mental health. You need time to take care of yourself. So if 2025 is the year for you to go see a therapist, figure out ways that you can pay for that. Remember, you are investing in yourself. So use your money to get yourself healthy. Use your money today to live a better tomorrow. If you are looking to supercharge your finances for the new year, then earning more money will get you there faster. So this might be the time to think about ways to earn more money. If you are at a job that you love and your annual review is coming up, then this is the time to negotiate for a higher salary, negotiate for better benefits, or a promotion. One of the things a mentor told me when it comes to making sure you get a raise at work is to make sure you feed your direct manager all of the good things you've accomplished in the past year. Make sure you champion for yourself and make sure that your boss also knows all of the good work that you've been doing. Managers are busy, especially if they have to manage multiple direct reports, they have to manage up, they have to do all of these things. So prepare them with a list of the great things you've done, how you've saved the company money, time, the revenue that you've brought in. Give that to them in detailed writing so that when it comes time to champion for salary raises, your boss is prepared to give the facts, give the information you've presented to help you win that raise. Personally, for me, for 2025, I want to be doing more freelance work, and part of that is me nailing down the services I can offer others. The new year is also a great time to take inventory of what you have and start decluttering at home. Decluttering has so many benefits. You can make space, clear out things you no longer need, as well as make money from those things. Think of it as a blank slate and get your family together to declutter and earn some of that money back. The first snowy day of winter can be a great way to get the family together and figure out what can go and what you can sell to make some extra cash. Lastly, one of the ways that you can earn more income is to invest in yourself. Invest in your skills, in your education, in things that can elevate you as a worker, elevate you as a freelancer, elevate you as a parent. So make sure you also spend some time and money to invest in yourself, because those skills will either make you more efficient, give you more skills, and earn you more income in the long run. Even small increases in income can make a big difference. Those small amounts do add up, especially in the grand scheme of 1 year. So don't forget to look at the little things, but also look at the big things to increase your income, get your spending streamlined, and to focus on the things that can move the needle for 2025. And there you have it. Those are the 6 proactive moves that I will be doing to ensure 2025 starts off right. Let me know in the comments which one you're tackling first. And if this video has been helpful, please give it a like and share it with a friend. If your goal is to get out of debt in 2025, then this video is for you. But if your goal is to invest more, then this playlist walks you through a lot of the investing 101 so you can get started investing and get your money working for you. Thanks for tuning in. Happy planning, happy new year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.